Safe in Merrick's arms, Chapter 9, Return to Kingston. Just before 5:30 a.m., Merrick and Summer left the farm by a side fence that adjoined a footpath that would eventually lead to a district. Their plan was to walk just under 7 miles to Yuaton and take public transportation into Kingston. The car was left behind as Merrick said that by now the cartel would have all their sentries alert to the make and license plate number. The rural taxis in these deep parts knew their customers by face and name, and they would arouse interest, if not suspicion. In Yuaton, they could more easily disappear into the crowd. Sis saw them off when they left Stony Gut, and when the sky lightened, visibility was just a few feet because thick fog had settled in the valleys to the tops of the hills. Sis had lent her a windbreaker, and Summer wrapped a t-shirt around her neck up to just below her eyes to stop herself from catching a chill. Her stylish sneakers were doing the job so far, keeping her feet dry. She wished her jeans were thicker and longer. Merrick, also in a windbreaker, walked ahead of her, and she stepped where he stepped, and because of her general fitness, they covered a lot of ground and made it to Yuaton just before 8 o'clock, and less than a handful of vehicles had passed them along the way. They stood for another half hour before a minibus announced that it was loading for Kingston, and they squeezed into a two-seat row, and the loaderman crowded in a student, making it 3. When the bus was full to the satisfaction of the driver, they made off. Summer had the window seat, and she saw Jamaica as she had never experienced it before. She usually traveled across the country with a back seat to herself in an SUV and her earphones in, or she was in a team bus double the size of the minibus, each person having an individual seat. Now she was snuggled close beside Merrick, his arm around her shoulders, as a country road whizzed past, recent popular music coming loudly from specially modified speakers, which were at the back of the bus. While they were crossing Flat Bridge, Summer started to take stock of herself. The bridge was also her mental bridge between country and Kingston. Once it was crossed, it meant that you were nearly home. Her 2-week disappearance meant that she had not been deposed by attorneys for the Crown or for the defense. This first appearance today was based on the strength of her witness statement given some months before. A new thought entered Summer's mind. After today, she would not be needing Merrick again. If she needed security, it would be provided by the justice system. She did not want this to be the final moments with her bodyguard, her new friend, the man who made her yearn for the comforts and thrills of his presence. She rested in his arms and dozed the rest of the journey. When the bus parted in Kingston, they held hands to keep together amid the throngs of people moving at pace or blocking the walkways with their goods in the gritty market district of downtown. Household items overflowed the shops to the covered arcades and into the streets, and every single person was moving to the sound of commerce, polkas, deep bass dance hall, engines, sirens, and horns. Merrick was sharply aware of their surroundings and propelled her forward to King Street and the Supreme Court. Then he felt Summer yank his hand to stop. He did it with an uneasy look around them. Amid the noise, Summer spoke into his ear. Merrick, I want to say thank you, and you have become more than a friend to me. I just wanted you to know that. Then she gave him a very close hug while looking into his eyes. Like a thirsty man, he cupped her face and kissed her gently on the lips once, and finding them yielding, pressed in eagerly for a deeper second kiss, then released her. Let's get these criminals out of business, he said. Together, they locked fingers and walked in step, not as bodyguard and principal, but as a partnership. The end.